So, I'm gonna keep it real. This is my makeup after an 8-hour shift. We are here today to talk about my hiatus. And I said in the beginning this was like my second attempt because I actually recorded a video for you guys. But when I talk, I just talk, and that's my problem. Like, ever since I was little, my dad would always be like, okay, like, get to the point. Like, what is the general topic of this conversation? Like, let's go. So anyways, I have this Glam Glow, what is it? Gentle Bubble Daily Conditioning Cleanser. I got it in my BoxyCharm. Never tried it, but I love Never tried it, but I love Glam Glow. So I'm really excited. I just took it out of the box because I have this weird thing that I like to unpackage things and then just throw away the box. Whatever, anyways. So while I am getting unready and taking my makeup off, we'll go ahead and do story time. So right now I'm letting you know, if you need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. If you need a glass of water, wine, beer, a shot, some tea, girl, go get it now. Yeah, so if you need something, go get it, because the story is about to begin. I'm gonna go ahead and put these clips in. Okay, cool. That's totally uneven, but whatever. All right. Okay, got mine. Just gonna take a breather. Okay, so let's begin with the reason why I've been gone for so long. So if any of you know, or I'm pretty sure majority of you probably would know by now, but if you don't, I have a boyfriend and I've been in a 5-year relationship now. And for 2 years now, my boyfriend has been trying to convince me to move out and move in with him. And when I say move out, I mean like leave the nest. And he didn't pressure me, but like I felt like, I don't want to say that I felt the pressure because he's gonna kill me when he sees this, but like I felt, I guess, the eventual obligation, if that makes sense. So I was like on the fence this whole time, didn't want to do it for a long time because, as I am a good Catholic girl, my parents are very old-fashioned. And wow, this works. This is amazing. Anyways, so yeah, they're super old-fashioned, and I was just like, I don't want to move in with my boyfriend because I was always taught, and from example from everybody in my family, that you don't move out of the house unless you are married. So because that has not happened yet, I was like, no, like I need a ring, you know, like I need to wait, I can't move out yet, blah 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 blah. But a part of me wanted to already like be out, and I remember like literally like I would fight with my parents over the stupidest things, like just minuscule. And I would be like, I'd be like texting John in my room, like, I cannot wait to leave this house, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, until I left, and now I'm like seeing them more than I probably ever saw them. Actually, no, that's a lie. I see them like once or twice a week, but whatever. Anyways, So I decided to take the plunge after a lot of thinking and talking to literally everybody, like everybody. I was like, you know what, let me just do it. It's either gonna make us or break us. And I feel like after 5 years, like at that mark, I was like, okay, we've been together for 5 years. If I can't live with this person, then it's not it. Like, I can't, like, my mentality was like, if I can't live with you while we're dating, I can't live with you forever when we're married. So I was like, well, and this is actually what I told my mom when I was telling her that I was moving out. Well, my parents. I straight up was like, listen, this is a big test for me. And I just feel in my heart, not to be like super mushy, but I've always, I don't want to say I've always, but like I think like after the 3-year mark, I was like, okay, like this is serious. And I just was thinking more about marriage and thinking, okay, yeah, John is for sure the person I want to live out the rest of my life with, and all that gushy mushy stuff. So I was like, fuck it, and I went for it. So I we moved out. We essentially got a place because of a friend. And before I get in depth with the story, I just want to say, if you're watching this, because you know exactly who you are, and my close friends, if you're watching, you know who I'm talking about. I just want to off the bat say we literally have no hard feelings or like feel any type of way at all from this situation against that person. I'm not gonna say names just because I just don't want to say names. Like, for what? Like, you know who you are, so I don't have to say names. But we love you dearly, literally. Like, oh, I look crazy right now, but we love you so much, and literally, like, we have no hard feelings against you, and I just want to make that clear before I go into depth with this story, because he literally had nothing to do with it. Like, all he did was just assist us and help us, and what unfolded afterwards, like, it was not his doing. He had nothing to do with it. He didn't even know, but whatever. Anyways, on to the story, because here I go rambling again. So we moved into this house that he was living in. It was like a 2-story house, in the sense of like, it was like in suburbia, like everybody like is really nice, all the neighbors know each other, and like, you first walked in and it was like the living room, and then it was a dining room and the kitchen, and that was essentially like the shared area. And then there was a private door, like an entrance to the upstairs, and that had 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. And at first, when we first saw it, like, I was like, this is nice. Like, ideally, if anybody knows me, ideally, I didn't see myself like my first apartment being in a house that I had to share, essentially. Like, I always was like, no, like, when I get my own place, like, it's gonna be mine, and I don't, like, there's no such thing as roommates. Like, John's gonna be my roommate, essentially, and that's that. So we moved into the house, and everything was fine, whatever. At first, it was a little weird for me, because the owner of the house lived in the basement. So from time to time, like, we would see each other, and then they had dogs, and it's just, it was difficult at times because I would come home from work and I'd be cooking, and like, you know, sometimes you want to put on music, and like, I'm Hispanic, so I'm used to putting on music, drinking a little wine while I'm cooking, and just dancing around. Because it was a shared space, I didn't feel comfortable, and because of that, I resented it a little bit. Like, I was really unhappy, but I didn't show it, obviously, because to me it was like, just remember, like, you're out, you're grown, you're doing big girl things. Like, this is it. Like, this is meant for you. So I think it was like, I don't know if it was a month and a half or 2 months. I want to say a month and a half. We were like literally there. Like, I remember, like, we didn't even unpack everything. Like, we just unpacked the essentials. We still had in the second bedroom like boxes of stuff that were mine, that were John's, things that my mom had given us, just a whole bunch of stuff. And we were on our way home from, I forgot where, but we were definitely by my parents' house, and John gets a text from the owner of the house, and he was like, hey, like, can you talk, like I just want to like talk to you about something. So he was like, yeah, like, call me or whatever. So he gets a phone call. Mind you, I'm driving, so like my anxiety starts kicking in. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? Like, I was like, we didn't do anything. Like, and I'm thinking, like, what could it be? Because honestly, like did we like mistakenly not take the trash out one day? Like, I was just like trying to think of like things that could possibly be it could possibly be. And when he got off the phone, he looked at me and just like put his head down, and I was like, what happened? And he was like, he goes, do you want the good news or the bad news? And I was like, oh my god, here we go. So I was like, I'm the type of person, I'd rather you give me the bad news, just be upfront, and then the good news might make it better, and if it doesn't, then it is what it is. But I was just like, tell me the bad news, like, what happened? He goes, we need to be out by the end of the month. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean we need to be out by the end of the month? He's like, yeah, we need to be out by the end of the month. And he's like, we need to find a new place. Mind you, we just spent about $300 on just the U-Haul itself. We had just paid the rent, and at the time, like, I was looking for a new job, so I wasn't really like saving as much, because I was like, I have my security, like, I'm good, you know, I still have my job, but it was just a lot. And I remember like feeling like the whole world was just like literally just falling on me, and I broke down. And it wasn't even like I was really sad leaving the place, because honestly, like, we would be laying in bed sometimes and I was already on Trulia, like, okay, let's see if something else is open. Ironically, maybe I was the one who put the bad juju in the universe. I don't know, but whatever. So I was just like, oh, like, maybe we could find somewhere else that's just our place, but at the same time, like, we didn't have any money to do anything, and it was just a lot. Like, it was really a lot. And so we were freaking out. I literally broke down just for the simple fact that, like, I was like, I just got my break. Like, I just got out of my parents' house, and you know, I was just like, this is me being an adult. And John was like, well, worst case scenario, you could always just go home. Like, we just moved your stuff, but you could always just move back. Like, the room is empty. Like, you're fine. And I was like, absolutely not. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, absolutely not. Like, I felt like if I were to go back to my parents, like, I would be such a failure. And I know that they wouldn't have viewed me like that. Of course, like, they would have welcomed me with open arms. And even today, like, even if I was like, guys, like, we need, you know, somewhere to go, I'm sure they would help with open arms and it'd be all fine. So yeah, so I was just like, no, like, I'm not going because I would look like a failure, and nobody wants to feel like a failure, and I just don't want to deal with that. So we kept looking, and we found a place. It wasn't in the area that we really wanted, but I honestly fell in love with it, and I simply fell in love with it because of the fact that it was private. We would still have the 2 bedrooms, a bathroom. Rent was a little more expensive than what we were paying, but ideally, I just loved it. And I was like, no, like this is it. Like, this is the place. And John was like, well, you know, like, let's just keep looking. Like, this is the first place we just saw. Like, we need to, like, keep looking, and maybe we'll find somewhere better. So I was like, okay, like, you're right. Like, you know, let's go, whatever. So in the midst of finding places, we literally looked everywhere. Like, we looked in the area that we were at. We looked, like, about 30 minutes away from where we were at. We looked by my parents' house. We looked far from there as well, like all the way up, like, I would say 30 minutes from my parents' house. And we literally like searched high and low in this area of Jersey. And we found a lot of places, but none of them felt right. Like, none of them felt like just like home, you know? So this one did. And I was like, it was already, I think, I want to say maybe a week went by, or a week and a half. And I was like, babe, like, you're not going to believe what happened. At this time, I was on Trulia, like, heavy, like, during work, I was on Trulia, literally just looking, like, all day. And, this apartment that I really loved had been off the market. So somebody had taken it, and I was so upset. I was like, no. Somebody had taken it, and I was just like, shit. Like, I really, really wanted it. And John was like, well, like, you know, maybe we could find something that's better, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, I was trying to be positive, but deep down inside, I was, like, kicking myself in the ass, because I was like, bro, like, we could have done it. We could have made it. And, so we look at other places. It was literally, was it a week? I feel like it was a week and a half before we had to leave the apartment that, I don't even want to call it an apartment, the place that we were at. And we were stressing hard. And I don't know why, like, I don't know if John got an alert or he was just looking, and the place that I really wanted came back up. And he was like, oh my god, this is so weird. And I was like, what happened? He goes, the apartment that we went to go see that you really liked, like, it's back on the market. And I was like, really? I was like, I wonder why, or whatever. And I was like, you know what, for shits and giggles, just call the guy. So he calls the guy, and he was like, hey, like, blah, blah, and that. He was like, yeah, you know, I did get an offer, but they never came through with the security deposit. So at that time, John had it. And he was like, well, I was like, just give it to him, you know, like, just tell him that we have it. So he was like, well, we have the security deposit. If you need it, I could drop it off tomorrow. Like, it was like, do. Like, everything was just, bam, like, done. And I was like, so happy. I was like, oh my God, like, finally something came up. We left. Like, literally that night, I was packing up my stuff already. I was like, oh, we got it. Like, let's go. So he dropped us the security deposit. Luckily he gave us a little time to put in like the rent, which was amazing. So we had like that little buffer, and we did it. We made it, and we moved in. It was amazing. Essentially, the reason why we had to leave the original place was because the owner's mom was like really sick or something like that, and she was living in Florida, and he wanted to move her back to New Jersey. So because we were occupying the space that he would use to move her back, he asked us if we could leave. So it wasn't like we were kicked out. It wasn't like we were essentially like, you know, horrible. It was just like for his personal reasons. So we were like, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so that happened. And you know what? At the time, I thought it was such a misfortune, and I was like, oh, like, this really sucks. But things really have a way of working out, and luckily, whoever that was that didn't put in the security deposit, I love you. I have no idea who you are, but because of you, we were able to get the apartment that we really wanted, and we've been here ever since. We moved in, was it like October? I think it was October. So it's been a while. It's been almost, no, not almost a year. It's been, how long? I don't know, maybe like 8 months. So it's been some time, and yeah, we love it. It's been a whirlwind. Like, it's been a mess. Like, literally U-Haul from U-Haul, just moving stuff back and forth. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to the cousins who helped, my parents who helped, my sister who helped, like everybody who really came through and was there. That really means a lot to me and John. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in the story. I mean, we moved in. I didn't have a vanity, so that's also why I wasn't filming, because I mean, without a vanity, what the hell am I gonna, like, what am I gonna use as my space? So we got this little nook. This is the back of it, and this is, I'm gonna show you guys actually. And this mess is what I'm working with right now. So it has the drawers on the side, some storage here. So yeah, essentially that's pretty much it. That's like the spiel. That's the reason why I was away. Which, by the way, guys, do you, like, did anybody see the dissolving that was happening of the makeup on my face? Like, this works. So that's pretty much it for the story time, guys. If you have any further questions, I feel like I'm at work. If you have any further questions, want to drop a comment, just want to see something in specific, like, let me know. I definitely have time in my schedule to do things now, so we can get it on and poppin', like, for real. Just let me know, okay? Let me know. So yeah, if you stayed this long, thank you so much. You were literally the, like, MVP. Love you forever. And for all of those who trickled off, thank you for at least stopping by. So I hope everybody enjoyed And again, if you literally have any questions or anything you need to say, you could just comment, or you could just follow me on IG at Lexa Moran, which is LEXAMIRAN. And you can follow me on IG and see my selfies and life updates there. And yeah, subscribe, like this video. Thanks again for watching. Love you. Bye.